Thousands of players download Call of Dragons every month, but most won't still be playing this game 6 months from now. In this video, I will explain the biggest reasons why people quit and how you can avoid making same mistakes. Hopefully, after watching this video, it will be easier for you to make decisions and, of course, keep playing this game, because this game is not a short-term playstyle. You have to grind, of course, especially if you are a free-to-play player. I will use my 3 years of experience in Call of Dragons and I will give you all the reasons why most people quit playing Call of Dragons. Reason number 1. Progression feels slow. Unfortunately, in order for you to feel that you are strong enough to compete against players, you have to accomplish couple of accomplishments, right? That might be Town Hall level 25, which needs a lot of time to make it happen, and also, the most important, getting your tier 5 troops, right? I know there is a lot of guides which I have done myself, how you can accomplish tier 5 troops, but unfortunately, because of the reason why some of the researchers are so much time consuming, it's impossible to get to the latest stages of the troop strengths in Call of Dragons. It's impossible to get to tier 5 in 6 months, in 7 months, especially if you are a free-to-play player. I believe you need to have at least 1 year in order for you to at least accomplish one tier 5 troop. Unfortunately, most of the players don't have that amount of patience or that amount of time to grind until you are going to get to tier 5. I'm not even speaking about unlocking every single tier 5 troop. Of course, there is a lot of researchers which require 150 days. For example, defensive formation 1, first aid 1, defensive formation 2 and first aid 2, and also assault strategies 1 and 2 is the most time consuming researches which you have to do. Unfortunately, without them you will be weak, and without them you won't gonna be able to progress, right? Also, when you're gonna unlock your tier 4 troops, it will require you long time until you will upgrade them more, right? And in general, players like to see the progression, and when you are basically stuck in terms of tier 4 troops and you know that you will have to spend a lot of resources, lot of speed ups and a lot of time until you will be able to unlock your tier 5 troop, that's basically one of the biggest motivation breakdown players actually have. But of course, if you have enough determination, if you understand that you are playing this game correctly, especially for free-to-play players, whenever you are going to unlock your tier 5 troops, your whole gameplay changes. That's why my advice, just keep playing, try to understand how you can actually be successful as a tier 4 also, because out of my 3 years of gameplay, maybe 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, I was tier 4 and I was still getting quite a good amount of merits in open field PvP. That was our reason 1. Let's go and let's move towards reason 2. Expectations, right? Generally, players are comparing their accounts to other accounts, other whale accounts, and that can be a biggest mistake which you can actually do, right? Especially for free-to-play players and low spenders. If you are going to compare the accounts of yours and others, especially for the people who are top 100, like imagine if you are going to compare your account to this player or any other player who has 200 million power, 150 million power, unfortunately it won't gonna give you a good tip, right? You will lose motivation, you will understand slowly that it will be impossible for you to actually catch them, and that's the biggest thing which players are losing their motivations, right? Don't compare your accounts to unrealistic opponents, especially to whale players, especially to big spenders. Of course, if you are a free-to-play player, try to compare your account to other free-to-play players and it will get easier for you at the end of the day, right? Imagine you are tier 4, you are trying your best to unlock tier 5, and you are comparing to a player who unlocked tier 5 in his first couple of weeks of gameplay by spending a lot of money in the game. That's really unrealistic. So keep your comparisons to yourself. Compare your account to same style accounts, same style of spending accounts, same free-to-play accounts, and it will get easier and easier for you to progress in this game. It's my honest opinion, because there was time, even for me, when I was comparing my accounts to players who were spending a lot of money in the game, and I was thinking that it will be impossible for me to catch. Of course, it's impossible, but in this game there are a lot of players who are having similar playstyle, similar gameplay as you, and try to compare your account to them. That's our reason number 2. Reason number 3, which is spending expectations, right? Spending expectations not only in terms of money in this game, also in terms of gems, also in terms of resources. These two, for a free-to-play players, resources and gems are the most important currency in the game, right? If you are going into the KVK and you are spending your resource healing every single day, if it's not even important and you just want to have fun, unfortunately it will slow down your account, especially if you are tier 4 player. So my advice, try your maximum to not spend resources a lot in terms of healing, right? If there is a most important fight for your alliance, of course, go ahead, but for every single fight, using the resources inside the KVK, especially if you are a free-to-play player, trust me, the home kingdom period will be never enough for you to refill your resources, because you will need a lot in terms of unlocking tier 5 troops. Not even unlocking, right? You have to convert your tier 4s to tier 5s, and that costs a lot of resources in this game. So understanding how to manage your gems, how to manage your resources is one of the biggest reasons why players are leaving, right? For example, if you spend your gems on the Riches of the Forest event, as a free-to-play player, and you understand that you did not even get your desired artifact, you will lose your motivation to continue to get more gems by gathering, by events, because you know that in order for you to get a good amount of gems, you will have to play this game 1 or 2 months, and unfortunately, maybe you are not even ready to make that happen, right? Maybe you lose so much motivation by spending your gems and resources on unwanted stuff, which you maybe have not had enough information, that unfortunately you lost motivation and you are ready to quit. So manage your resources, gems, resources of gold, wood, or mana. If you are spender, understand what's the best bundles to purchase, what's the go-ahead things to purchase. Ask your pay-to-play players inside your alliance, and understand if you are doing the highest value things in the game. So you won't gonna have the moment that you don't have resources, you don't have gems, you are not spender, and you are kinda stuck. That's our yet another reason. And it was basically the third reason which I believe players are losing motivation and quitting Call of Dragons. Reason number 4, and that might be really important, right? Choosing the correct alliance is the biggest thing which starters, beginners should give the attention, right? I have seen a lot of players quitting Call of Dragons because they were not able to find the correct alliance which they were happy to play with, and maybe they also was in a good alliance break down, they disbanded, and it was impossible for a player to choose a different one, or they think that nobody will accept them, right? I have been in that case. In my first year of gameplay, my alliance have not had a single tier 5 player. Imagine how hard it was for the whole alliance to capture Behemoths. We were losing every single fight. We were trying our best, but unfortunately, our best was never enough. That's why understand that it's not easy to get get to a good alliance, especially for the free-to-play players, it's worth it to stay on an average alliance, try to make your account stronger, and then get to a better and better alliances. Maybe in your average alliance, everybody will start progressing well, and maybe in like couple of KVKs, your current alliance will be strong enough so you will start enjoying the game. Unfortunately, this game is mass PvP game, and alliance members are really important for the fun of the game, for the account progressions, and in general for the total gameplay. So, alliance is the reason why lot of players are quitting Call of Dragons. Hopefully, next time after watching this video, it will be easier for you to understand that this problem is for most of the players. Alliances are hard to get, especially the good alliances. It's my second KVK with the city of Moria, and I'm really glad that I got to this alliance. I think this is the best alliance I have been, and I have played this game for 3 years. So you can get my experience and use it for your own motivation. That's our reason number 4. Let's go and let's check reason number 5, and that's of course decorations and city themes, right? I remember when decorations was a new thing in Call of Dragons, and it was basically impossible for free-to-play players to actually acquire the decorations, not even leveling them up, because leveling the decorations requires a lot of gameplay, especially for free-to-play players, right? And most of the people, I know a lot of my friends actually left the game because of the decorations, because they thought that it's a too much pay-to-pay feature. I will give you a calm advice, right? Decoration matters most whenever you are a rally player for your alliance or the garrison player. Of course, it's much better to have max decoration, but in my opinion, there is only 1% of Call of Dragons players who are having maximum decoration, right? You will see many alliances which has 0 max decoration players, or at least 1. So imagine you are leaving the game because only 1% of Call of Dragons player base have the max decoration, and you feel like that this feature of this game will basically crush your gameplay. It's not true, right? You can see my percentage of decoration. It's not even close to max, right? And still, I'm getting 24.6 million merits. Before, when decoration was new, I remember that players were saying it's impossible to play the game. This is not how this game should go, but what we can do, right? Mobile games in general are spender games, so you have to be ready when something new comes out. Of course, at first it will be beneficiary for spenders, and then slowly game will give us events and features which will help even for free-to-play players to catch them slowly. That's how in general mobile games actually work. So that's yet another reason why players are leaving this game. Let's go and let's check out reason number 6. And that's of course artifacts, right? Artifacts in this game is one of the most random feature in the whole Call of Dragons. Unfortunately, that's true, right? Especially the normal draws for the artifacts. You can see when you are playing this game normally, you are not spender, you are not playing, you are not using gems in Forge of Lights or compendiums. Your only hope is to get the artifacts from here, right? And of course, there are some really nice artifacts such as Phoenix Eye, such as Deathless Wine, such as King Slayer, even Heart of Kamasi, Shadow Blades. But when you are playing this game, you understand that there are much better artifacts which you can actually acquire, and many players already have it because they are spenders, and you are trying your best every single time, trying to open 10 pools, and it's not that easy to get to level 5 artifacts. At first it's hard to even acquire the exclusive artifacts, and then you understand that you have to make them level 5, right? Trust me, that's not the game. That's not the case. Acquiring artifacts is more valuable than making them level 5. I remember my first 2 years of Call of Dragons gameplay, I have not had a single level 5 archer artifact, right? How I managed to make that happen? Well, I was spending my gems on treaties, I was spending my gems on arrows. My main motivation was to make to the tier 5, and when I finally acquired tier 5 troops, I started giving the target for myself: let me get at least one level 5 artifact. First one was Guarded Crossbow, that was my first ever archer artifact on level 5, and second one is Roaring Rager. So I have played this game for 100 and close to 1,200 days, and I only have 2 level 5 artifacts for my main troop type. So trust me, even if you are going to acquire artifact, that's already good job. Stop thinking about making them level 5. Just try to unlock them and try to have fun by unlock the level 5 artifacts. It will be easy for you to actually get to quite good amount of merits without even 5 level artifacts. That's our reason number 6. Let's go and let's check out reason number 7, and maining the wrong troop type as your account main troop type is the big problem, right? For example, if you are free-to-play player and you are maining cavalry, you are maining infantry, unfortunately, especially if you are beginner, it will be super hard for you to have fun. Why? Because these two are melee troop types, which means no matter how good you are playing the game, you will always have full hospital, and for the beginners and free-to-play players, you won't gonna have enough troops to actually have fun in the game, right? Basically, if you want to be infantry or cavalry main, remember that you should have at least 1 million infantry troops or at least 1 million cavalry troops to at least start having fun in this game. Because imagine you have only 500k, you will send out your infantry hero pair twice in open field PvP, they will die, your hospital will be full, and you don't have any more troops to actually use them and have fun, right? Well, archers and mages are different. If you're gonna make a huge mistake and cavalry and infantry will catch you, that's bad. That means you don't know how to play the game, but you will have a way more flexibility. If you will understand that you have to play safe with them and you will still have some fun, that's why in general ranged troop types are more good for beginners, because you don't have enough troops, enough hospital production for elixirs to have fun with melee troops, which are cavalry and infantry, right? So understand which is your main troop type and basically configure your main troop type to your account style. You are spender, how much you are spending, you are free to play, how free to play you are. Maybe you are 100% free to play, I will give you advice to be ranged player. If you are low spender, maybe infantry. If you are high spender, go for cavalry. That's generally how this game works in terms of maining the troop types in this game. And the last problem in Call of Dragons, which is connected to open field PvP, I know that a lot of players are playing this game from the mobile phone, right? In my opinion, I have never been in a worse situation from the mobile phone, because it's basically impossible to control your hero pair in a way that you will get a lot of merits, you will have fun, and generally, I know Call of Dragons is a mobile game, but this game has a PC launcher, and trust me, fighting in a zoomed out situation will make your gameplay easier, will get you more merits, and trust me, you will see that if you are only mobile player and you will once at least try to play from PC, it will change your life in Call of Dragons. I have seen a lot of players who were confused from fighting from the mobile phone. They quit the game. They thought that it was it. This is how this game is basically played, but they have never understood that Call of Dragons can be played from the laptop, can be played from the tablet, can be played from the PC, and whenever you're gonna try it at least once, you will understand how different this game can be from those platforms, right? Of course, from mobile phone, you can go and do some city things like buildings, research, collect the production resources, send gatherers, get some dark chest or run some rallies, but For the open field PvP, my advice will be always fight from the PC or tablet or laptop. It will make your gameplay much more simple, much more easier, and results will be better. These are the reasons which I believe people are quitting Call of Dragons because of these reasons. If you have more reasons, share it in comment section, and as always, if you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.